I started hookup, my dead mother reached out to me from the spiritual realm. I used to walk in the street at night because I ran away from home. I was being abused by my stepmother. She used to use me for witchcraft things, and whenever I told my dad about it, he would not believe me or defend me. So I had to run away from home. That was the only option I had. So I decided to leave home and go to the streets because I also had nowhere to go. My first night in the street, I was raped by different men at the same time. It was something that used to continue weekly until I was saved by this other lady who was also walking in the street at night. She sprayed pepper spray on them and took me in to live with her. She took care of me, fed me, and gave me some new clothes to wear. I stayed with her for almost a month. And one day, she asked what my plan was because I was not working. I was just staying at home. And that's how I ended up joining her line of work. I became a hookup girl. I became a night street worker because I had to do something to take care of myself. One night, while I was scouting for clients with big cars, a man with a very expensive car stopped where I was standing and said he would pay me 500K for the whole night. I jumped right inside the car without thinking twice because normally I only charge 100K per night and different men will price me down to even 30K. The man was sitting at the back, so I jumped in and sat next to him. It was dark inside the car and I couldn't see what was happening or see how the man was looking. When I got inside the car, I immediately started feeling dizzy with heavy head and it was so cold inside the car. I tried to talk, but no one in the car answered me, so I kept quiet. When we got to his house, it was a very big house. While we were sitting inside the car, the driver got out of the car and opened the door for him and carried him. That was when I noticed the guy had no legs. His arms were half and was very hairy. When we entered the house, he was also carried to his bedroom. The minute we sat on the bed, an old woman appeared holding a black metal bowl with reddish liquid inside of it. She then gave it to the man and left. I was so terrified. He could see that I was not comfortable. I was very scared because of what I just saw. Then he said I shouldn't worry. He wasn't going to sleep with me, but he was still going to give me the 500K and that he was sent to me by my ancestors. At this point, I just wanted to run away. So he started telling me everything that happened about my life, from when my mother passed away to when my stepmother taught me witchcraft to the day I ended up on the street. He skipped nothing. He was just narrating everything. Before I knew it, I started crying. I was crying so bad because everything he was saying was true. It was real. And I also found out through him that my dad had passed away. I was crying the entire time, realizing how painful my life has been. Then he said to me that my great grandmother sent him to rescue me from everything that I had been going through. And while he was saying this, I saw my grandmother and my mother appearing on the mirror that was in the bedroom. I was so shocked and terrified. I started breaking down. That was when the unimaginable happened. I was so shocked and terrified, and I started breaking down. I started crying so bad. So he told me he was going to save me from my sad life, and in order for him to do so, he has to remove my womb. He said he was going to remove my womb that my stepmother had used to slow and mess up my life, and then gave me the red liquid that was in the black dish for me to drink. So I drank it, and that took me hours to finish it up. And the more I drank it, the more I get dizzy and feel so weak. I passed out while I was drinking it, but I could still see with a blood vision, and I still believe that I saw monkeys in that bedroom around me. And I also believe that those monkeys removed my womb while I was still passed out. I woke up the next day and was laying on my back on a white sheet and I was surrounded by almost red finished candles. There were so many candles around me, and at some point I thought I was surrounded by stars. My lower abdomen was very painful and the man appeared to me and then he told me he had successfully removed my womb and from now on the goodness of life would start following me. He wouldn't let me leave until I had fully recovered, but he was not the one that was taking care of me because he was hardly ever around the house. The old lady that I saw was the one who was taking care of me until I fully recovered and I was fine. When I recovered, the man came back to the house and told me that he was taking me back to my place. It was at night and this time around he was on a wheelchair. So we got into the car but he was still not talking to me. I was very scared and I couldn't wait to get to my room and just be away from him and everything. When we got to my place, he gave me the 500K he had promised me and I left the car to my apartment. I was so scared to leave my room for weeks until one day I finally decided to step out and go back to the street because I had to make money. The 500K I had finished. On the first night, when I went back to the street, it was as if I was guided by angels. It felt like there was something that was guiding me, and I had only two clients, but they paid very well. They paid extremely well, and that became my fate. Since that day, I started attracting very wealthy and elegant clients who pay extremely well. I now work 3 times a week, and I can be able to make enough money to take care of myself for an entire month. And I've also managed to buy myself a car, and I've adopted 2 kids, a boy and a girl, because it sometimes gets lonely since I will never have children of my own. So I had to adopt. Now I make up to 2 million a month. But there's something that's troubling me also. I'm troubled by a monkey that is always stealing my used sanitary pads every month. So I started washing my sanitary pads after use. But the monkey still steals the pad. And I'm wondering if it's the same monkey that I saw there in that house. The monkey that removed my womb. Sometimes I find the monkey laying in my daughter's bed while she's sleeping, and it honestly scares me so much. The monkey just disappears into thin air whenever it sees me. I'm even more worried about my daughter now. I'm wondering what will happen to her, or if she will also go through the same fate I went through. I came to this platform to ask if there's anyone who knows what's happening, or anyone who has gone through this, or knows anything about this kind of ritual. I just want to know how this will end. Will my baby suffer the same fate as me?